Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk to you guys about the best lower body accessory movement in my opinion. So the best way to bring up your squat and deadlift is to increase your frequency and volume on squat and deadlift, right? But of course, accessory movements do help, and in my opinion, the best movement for it is the Glute Ham Raise, also known as the GHR for short, right? So I'm going to show you guys what this movement is and how to do it and how to do it correctly and what people often do wrong with it, okay? It looks like this. I generally put this pad over it just because it hurts a little less. So with this movement, you want to keep your core neutral. You actually want to slightly round your back if you can so that you're not using your back. You want this movement to be hip extension dominant, so it's going to be your hamstrings and your glutes, alright? So you're going to be here. Try to brace that core. Extend at the hips and flex the knee. So this is going to hit your glutes and hamstrings, which is why it's called the glute hamstring raise. And the reason I say that this is probably one of the best lower body accessory movements is because it really hits the hamstrings like crazy. It hits both functions of the hamstring. So one function of the hamstring is knee flexion, right? To bend the knees. And the second function is hip extension. And this machine, when done correctly, which is why I was telling you guys, keep your hips extended, round that back, don't let your back arch like this, don't let your hips flex. If you can do this correctly, and keep the glutes flexed, keep the hips extended, and flex your knee at the same time, and that's going to really hit the hamstring because it hits both functions of the hamstring, okay? And when I say that this is the best lower body accessory movement, guys, that is a pretty general and broad term. Of course, everyone has specific issues that they need to work on. Everyone has their own specific weakness, right? But generally, a lot of people will have a weakness in their posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, hip extension. And that's why I say that this movement is so good. It's definitely extremely hard, and it's actually a pretty rare movement to come across, a rare machine to find. But if you guys have one at your gym, definitely use it, take advantage of it, throw it in your program. It's, in my opinion, it's a super good accessory movement. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys what people often do wrong and why people might not be getting the best bang out of their buck for this movement. So what a lot of people do wrong with this movement is they use too much of their back extensors, and this turns off their hip extensors. So a lot of people will kind of do this like this, and they'll just kind of scoop up like this, right? And that's a lot of momentum to get yourself up, as well as a lot of back extension when that's not the goal of this movement. Okay, so you're going to see I'm like over-arched here, over-arched, and I'm picking myself up with my back, not with my hip extension. And when you guys do this correctly, you'll notice a huge difference in the difficulty. Get super, super hard, and you'll feel your hamstrings and glutes fire up a lot more, right? So brace that core, guys. Get a little rounded if you need to. Flex those glutes, get the hip extension, and curl those hamstrings, alright? Notice my back isn't arched. Kind of rounded over a little bit. Feel a tremendous difference in difficulty and activation of the glutes and hamstrings. You really want to have it so that you're isometrically contracted at the core and at the glutes. You want to remain in hip extension and then just make it a knee flexion movement while remaining in hip extension, right? So you want this isometrically contracted, this dynamically contracting, okay? So you're here. Notice core is braced, hips are extended, and they stay that way. Core braced, hip extended to the top, right? Knees extend, knees straighten out here. You don't want to go all the way down here, guys. You want to stop right here, okay? So stop when your knees are pretty straight. You don't have to lock out your knees. Just curl. Brace, hip extend, curl. Stop right here. There guys, that's the video. That's my take on the GHR, why it's so great and how to do it correctly versus incorrectly. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, found it useful and everything, please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.